T minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0, and liftoff.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Happy Thursday? Today's Thursday. I hope everybody's doing great. I made an adjustment today. I included, hang tight a second. You know, I gotta tell you, there's a few housekeeping items. Make sure you don't have any other browsers running your YouTube live stream when you're in the middle of running this. Hey, how are you doing today? I wanted to do this live video. As a few weeks ago, I went to Massachusetts and I joined fellow creators in a mission of trying to find a way just to be creative more in my day. And what I've been doing is revamping my studio, to make it a better workflow process for my normal day in, day out work, but also make it advantageous so I could go live or record videos whenever I need to for training, just for going live and communicating. And communicating is the biggest thing. It has been one of those things that I've been practicing, okay? Going live, getting used to these type of scenarios, going live, communicating with others, and that, let me do that really quick. I need to make sure while I'm on here with you guys, I need to open up the comments just to make sure if anything does pop up. And by the way, I want to say my name is Matt Barry. You know what? Let me move this stuff around. This is how it is live. I wanted to introduce myself to you. I'm Matt Barry. Welcome. If this is the first time you're on any one of my channels, or welcome back if you've watched one of my videos before. You can find me at Elevated Awesome. All of these are on YouTube. Find me on Elevated Awesomeness, at Elevated Awesomeness, Matt Barry Tech, and Nothing But with 2 T's, Corgis. So welcome or welcome back. So today I'm going to talk about adding cameras if you were to do a live stream, or let's say you normally do like a video conference or video calls, or you wanted to start live streaming and add something a little different. Like instead of just having 1 camera, maybe 2, maybe 3. So I'm going to walk through just some basics of how I would set up or add additional cameras onto my scene. So let me bring some of this back now. First off, I want to talk about, some basics, honestly. When it comes to adding cameras, there are so many different cameras out there. And you might be thinking to yourself, well, how would I connect a camera? What sources would I wind up using? And we're just going to start with the basics. The basics would be the phone that you have. I'm not sure I understand. Or maybe the watch. When I put my Apple devices on Do Not Disturb, I'm not anticipating in Siri responding to that. So it's insane. But your first choice would be the best camera that you have. And most of the time, that is your phone. Whether it's an iPhone or a Droid, there are multiple ways or apps of connecting. One example that I'm going to give you, I have an iPhone. This is an iPhone 15 Pro Max, and it's capable with the operating system to be able to do continuity camera. And if I do that on a Mac that has the appropriate software, I can do continuity camera, so I can add this camera or just the camera itself. If I needed to add, if I was doing a demo, I could hardwire this in or do screen mirroring on a Mac OS to be able to show what's going on the iPhone. But right now, I'm gonna see if I can engage this camera. There we go. So this is using the continuity camera built into iPhone and the iOS. All right, so this allows me, I'm gonna take the headphones off. I don't really need it right now, but so this allows me to add a separate camera. So right now, I'm able to give you more of a view of the whole studio, okay? So my main camera that I have right here that you'll see is right behind this little prompter and confidence monitor that I have. That's really great for me if I'm going to read a script or if I just want to watch what's going on or see the production, make sure everything's okay. I have my monitor right here so I can monitor, so I can actually monitor the program. But I'm using, you may not be able to see it back there, but I've got a Sony ZV-E10 and it's got a Tamron 17 and 70 lens with a focal length of 2.8. And that is running into an HDMI capture card, which goes into my Mac, which feeds into the software, which I'll talk about a little bit later as well. Okay, so this is an iPhone. This is how you would go through if you needed to get that extra view, if you needed to show your dogs walking out of the room because he thinks you're crazy because you're talking too much. But that is how you would connect an iPhone. If you had an iPhone and a Mac, continuity camera is one of the quickest, easiest ways. But again, if you have an older iPhone or if you have a Droid, there are definitely apps out there or tethering options where you can connect your phone to your computer to add it as part of the live stream. So we're going to go ahead and disconnect that right now. Boom. Now the other option would be if you had a built-in, and this is what normally most users will have. So if they have a laptop, they'll have a built-in webcam. And that is another camera source that you could use. So let's say you were using this and a more expensive camera coming into an HDMI feed. You can use them independently, maybe in different views, but this is another source that you can add, any type of built-in webcam. Then you'll go with something like this. You've seen these all over the place, right? This is an old school Logitech desktop webcam, an extra one that you would buy through USB. So you could get a USB cord, you could plug this into your PC, your Mac, whatever, and then you have that as an additional camera. So let's go ahead and try this source out, right? And it all depends, obviously, a lot of it, the camera quality, the lighting that you might have, but being able to connect a webcam, gives you some additional options for video. So that would be, a webcam, and they're much better. This is a very old Logitech, so the image quality on it isn't the best. There are much better USB webcams out there. But if you don't want to have a DSLR camera or mirrorless camera behind and then plug into an HDMI capture card, which I'll talk about as well, this is a budget-friendly option. You can have multiple ones, and sometimes just plugging in USB webcams is just a little bit more advantageous than going the HDMI route. And then the other option, which I have been using for the longest time, and others will ask me like, Matt, oh my God, wow, that camera view that you've got on there looks really great. And I'm like, well, thank you. It's a lot of time, money, and patience to learn how to set these things up. But if you have, a an older digital camera, a mirrorless camera that has an HDMI output, and more specifically, the camera that you have if you have a clean HDMI output, because there are some cameras out there that you plug in the HDMI and then you're going to see, you know, the actual what you would see on this screen, which would give you ISO, shutter speed, all that. You don't need that, or don't want to put that on your unless for whatever reason you want that for the look. So that's one option, and I'm going to walk through connecting that in just a minute. But so another option, and this falls under the webcam, the USB webcam. So when I'm out creating as of late, I love this DJI Osmo Pocket 3 camera. It's very easy to walk around, just capture what's going. It has it's a built-in gimbal. Just the video quality that you get from this is amazing. Whether you're recording the scene of what's going on in your world, or if you just want to flip the camera over and actually talk and have a vlog style, some vlog style content, you could easily hold this out, arm's length, talk. That, depending on what you get, there's pretty good microphones that are built in with this, I'm going to say, but you can get a DJI wireless mic that comes in some of the bundles, the creator bundle, so you can actually have a really good quality microphone. All right. So one of the things, and this is doing face tracking, it works really well. But what I want to do, and this, I'm probably going to switch back over to my iPhone. All right, let's go ahead and switch back over here. See if I can find my iPhone, guys. Maybe not. Okay. I did turn it off. But what I'm going to do here with this is I'm going to try and connect this. I've got a boom arm set up. You know what? I'm going to try this one more time. Hang tight. Boom, boom, boom. Come on, let's see if I can get my camera switcher to show up. I'm not going to get this thing to show up. Okay, let's try continuity camera one more time. Continuity. That's so weird. It's not letting me go to my continuity settings. That's okay. All right, so with the bundle that I have, it has a battery pack, okay? And when I clip in this battery pack, there's a USB port on that, which connects to my Osmo. And then there's another 1/4-inch thread right at the bottom to allow me to mount this, okay? The pack also comes with a smaller one. This is a little bit longer because it's a battery pack. But you get a smaller one in the pack as well. And I permanently am mounting that to a mount right up at the top with a USB cable connected to it. And what I just need to do, plug that up on top. And then wait for it to connect. And this is really good if you're, let's say you're going out and you're trying to capture information, and then you have a live stream that's going on, preparing webcam, perfect. Now I'm gonna move this over here, awesome. Now that I've got my Pocket 3 pointing in somewhat of the correct direction, now I can switch to an overhead shot. And this way I can, this Pocket 3 is kind of a temporary situation, but I can move it as I need to get more of a shot, and then I can pan it and zoom it as I need to line things up. And again, this is the battery pack that I'm talking about, but just adding that little piece It saves so much effort, honestly. It just makes it really easy to connect. And then the next thing I'm going to talk about is an HDMI capture card. If you're going to connect a mirrorless or DSLR camera, what you'll do is you'll look for, there's typically a port for an HDMI cable. Okay, this one takes, I believe, the micro cable. You can always get adapters and different type of cables, but the end is going to be onto a regular HDMI. So I'm going to plug this right now into that HDMI port. Okay, so now I'm going to take this capture card and I'm going to plug this into the back of the computer, and then the other end of the HDMI cable, I'm going to plug right into here. And then that is going to be able to give me the signal from this camera. Hold on just a moment. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and take this, plug it into the back, and then we should be able to have this camera. All right. Bum, 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 bum. All right, where did I plug it into? All right, camera, the HDMI capture card, which basically an HDMI capture card is doing, it's getting the signal that's coming from the HDMI cable from the camera, and then it's that capture card is translating it to a signal that your computer can use, and the capture card acts as another webcam. So now that we have that squared away, let's make sure everything's turned on. It is a live feed, by the way, so that means it's probably not going to work. All right. There we go. And now I'm going to go and switch to, oh my gosh, it's set in black and white, which is totally fine. Well, we're just going to pretend that is exactly what I was looking to do, is have a black and white shot. And it's not even set. I can actually set this in black and white if I want to. That's hilarious. Let me try one more time. That is hilarious. Oh, there we go. Let's put this in video mode. There we go. I just had it in the wrong setting is what it was. So this one is a Canon. This one is a Canon M50 Mark II. And when you move it around, guys, honestly, it's going to cause a little bit of a headache. There we go. Perfect. Okay. So anyways, this camera has a, it's a Sigma 16 millimeter lens with a 1.4 aperture. And this aperture, even though I don't think it's set to 1.4 right now, it will give you that blurry background. So this, it gives you another shot. So I'm going to go ahead and plug this right now into a little desktop stand that I have. Oh, there we go. Click, satisfying click, it's on. So now I have another camera shot for my live show. So I can switch back and forth as I need to, just to get the shot. So, okay, perfect. We're gonna go back to the normal one now. So how do I put all this stuff together? How do I do that? So number one, I'm gonna put this in demo mode for you real quick. Let me get out of my Zoom screen. You got to really manage your desk space here. I'm using a lot of this stuff on a 27-inch monitor, so let's manage it appropriately. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and put it in live demo mode. So now you should be seeing the entire screen of what I'm using. I'm using a software, and since I use Macs, I'm able to use Ecamm Live. And that is a very intuitive, it's an easy to use software to help you either record or go live to multiple sources. Right now, I'm going to a Facebook account and 2 different YouTube channels. I can go to multiple ones. I can go to LinkedIn Live. I can also do Instagram or Amazon Live as well if I had an account to use for that. So, but it's super, I just love it. So number one, you're looking at the screen. where I'll have, this is just all of my settings, right? Now, right here, I've got my camera switcher. So right now you're looking at my talking headshot, my main one, okay? And this is on one of my capture cards. If I switch it over to the second one, you're gonna see my second camera view. Then this is just a virtual camera. We're gonna go and switch over to the webcam. Look at that, here we go. Here's that little webcam. I think I have that rotated because I was testing it out for for a corgi cam, literally. And then, of course, I've got the Pocket, my Osmo Pocket 3 acting as an overhead camera. So that way, if I'm talking about, oh my God, look at this tripod stand. It's super nice, super small, easy to connect to, folds down really small so you can put it in your pocket, and then when you're ready to go, just clip that on. And if you've got a battery pack, perfect. And now I have a shot where that's sitting there. I can go ahead and plug my DJI Osmo Pocket 3 onto that thing. Boom, it's done. Oh my God, I didn't change the camera setting. Boom, here we go. Or I'm gonna put this in camera A, because not only do I have all of my sources of my different cameras, but I have an A/B switcher. So I have a camera A, a camera B, and a camera C, and I can designate which one goes where. So that way it's a little bit easier for me to switch. If I'm going to scene, I'm gonna go to camera A, camera B, camera C, because those would be predominantly the scenes that I would use in this live stream, okay? So up at the top, we've got scenes. Each of these little scenes, I'm just gonna show you here. I have a lot of these things set up to do certain things. If I go to this one, this is gonna go to the time. And you probably couldn't hear all that because while I was doing it, if you notice, my microphone's muted. So I just unmuted my microphone. So now you can hear me with the sound effects. Hopefully my voice is a little bit louder on this one. I'm gonna go and put it back to the talking head. But this gives me the ability to switch different scenes. And then when I'm in my scenes, I've got overlays that control a lot of items. If I need to go to my iPhone real quick, I do have a show in all scenes, my iPhone continuity camera. I've got a test of an elevated awesomeness lower third that I'm trying out right now. And this is simply just an animated graphic that I created through Canva and then put that in, and allows me to create like a lower third. I can create, one of the things I'll also do when I do a live shot, I'll have a rule of third overlay. So that way, when I'm talking and I'm setting up a scene, I try and make sure that my eye line is at least in this upper third area. It's a little higher than I anticipated. I guess if I walk back down a little bit, you'll see. But when I try and set this up and I keep these rule of thirds set up this way, I'll switch between cameras, and you notice that this camera that I just set up, this extra shot, I'm still in the eye line. The colors and the lighting may not match right now, but you try and keep yourself in the same eye line so that way it's not as distracting. It's like, hey, I'm here. And even if I was like, right here or whatever, and bounce back, I'm still in the same eye line, right? And I come back, hey, everybody. So yeah, that works out pretty good. Bump, 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 but we've got our different scenes. I went into a bulleted one last time. Let's go and get these lower thirds off here. And then, so what I was able to do, I was able to create a bit of an outline. Oh, I totally messed that one up because I was messing with the outline earlier. But I do have, let's see, I can go through, I created an introduction, different scenes. These are different overlays within the scene. And obviously I've got different items in here that I don't necessarily want to use. But that's how you would do that. And one of the ways that I control that, like how am I getting to my overhead shot? I have a stream deck here. It's basically just a bunch of buttons. Just pretend it's just like a little mini keyboard with screen on here, and it shows me what scenes that I'm in, allows me to switch. So if I want to click overhead, I've got my overhead shot. If I want to go back to my talking head shot, I'm in my talking head shot. So this works out really well. And then the other thing as well is that not only when I'm switching cameras, so I'm in this camera mode right now, my normal talking head, and you'll see I've got some of the camera effects. So I can modify a lot of these. I can change the brightness. I can drop it down, make it a little bit darker. I can change my temperature, make it a little bluer, make it a little oranger. I can decrease or increase the gamma. And then if I want to really pop up the colors, I could just do my saturation. I can mirror my screen if I wanted to. I could make it black and white. I can add a sepia tone. I could do a blur effect if, hey everybody. And wait, I know I got a sound effect for that. Hold on. Boom, 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 boom. Here we go. No, that's not it. There's a voice disguise, right? Nope, I'm just gonna.
Hey everybody. I don't want to talk about this publicly,
but yeah, that you've got the blur effect that you can add, and that's some really nice little cool effects. And even if you had like a guest come on, because you can add Zoom members on here as well, right? So if you had other people joining with Zoom, you could take those Zoom callers and add them on as a guest on your live show. But I could rotate this screen all over the place, and I could apply whatever setting I have. I can apply this to all the scenes. So any of these cameras that I'm on in any one of the scenes, it would keep that into effect, right? and I don't want to do any of that. I'm not even going to do the blur effect. Everything's really good. I can also add, which I've done, I had added a lookup table, which helps give me this look, and it's for this camera. So I added that little LUT, and if I wanted to full color on it, you can see I can adjust how that look shows up. I can pan, tilt, and zoom if I wanted to do a quick close-up shot, like a punch in, I could do that, all right? If I did have blue screen or a green screen, see some of the blue color, you see it'll pick up on that right away. And let me see if I can change the backdrop. We're just gonna add it to the beach. So you see little portals of a beach everywhere. If I wanted to do green screen, I don't think it would match or find anything on there, but definitely I've got enough blue that it would totally work. So that's always an option with all of them. I really, really love it. What are some other features? Oh yeah, well, if anybody was commenting live while I was doing this show, then I would see all of these comments right here, regardless if the comments came from attendees that were on my Facebook stream or any one of my YouTube channels. I'd be able to see that all the comments pop up, and I could add a comment and interact as they pop up. Just pop them up on the screen. So that's it. That's how I connect or add cameras to my scene, to my live streams. And you can do them so many different ways. Use what you got. If you're just using your iPhone or a basic webcam, you can totally do that, whatever you're comfortable with. Some of my tips though, if you're gonna do anything with video, start with audio first. Make sure your audio is great. Gosh, I'll listen to this afterwards. Hopefully my audio is pretty good because this is my first live stream with my new boom mic in position. But audio is first, lighting is key. Make sure you're well lit. And then the next step, one of the things I'm gonna add on today, maybe I'll do a video on it, is trying to separate yourself better from the scene. And you can do that with accent lighting. I'll pop up a video on the end card later for that. But adding accent lighting helps your scene pop. And then the next thing, which I'm probably gonna work on to do today, is add a better hair light or backlight that will add some light to give me a little bit more of a halo to pop out. So that's it. I hope that you found some of these tips helpful. Please feel free to subscribe to any one of my channels. You can find me at on YouTube, Elevated Awesomeness, Matt Berry Tech, or Nothing But with 2 T's Corgis. Thank you for watching the stream. I hope to see you back soon. Have an awesome day. Bye, everyone.